I've talked already about the absence of transparency in hedge funds, which often exists for strategic reasons. And some of those reasons, I think, are legitimate. But when you begin to ask ethical questions about who gets hurt by, or who can potentially be hurt by the absence of transparency, I think you have to break the stakeholder groups of hedge funds apart. So, for example, we need to distinguish direct investors in hedge funds from indirect investors. Direct investors would be the usually well-to-do person who puts a number of millions of dollars into a hedge fund, hopes he or she gets a return. Indirect investors would include people who have their money in pension funds, where the pension fund itself is investing in the hedge fund. We can extend that list of stakeholders even farther. So, for example, there are people in the country in which the hedge fund operates and does financial activities. And to the extent, it's been argued, hedge funds and their activities can contribute to financial instability sometimes, so-called systemic risk, then there are stakeholders that are just ordinary citizens in the country. And we can even go beyond that. Right now, farmers in Bangladesh are worse off because of the crisis that largely germinated out of the banking system, the financial services system. So to a certain extent, even a farmer in Bangladesh becomes a stakeholder. Now, I think there's one general rule that applies for ethics here. The greater the extent to which the connection that the stakeholder has is voluntary, the less ethical responsibility the hedge fund has to making sure that there's absolutely ensuring that there's no risk to that person. So, for example, a very wealthy person who invests a lot of money in a hedge fund, knows that there's very little transparency, loses all that money. I don't have too much sympathy for them. But the pensioner who loses a lot of money because a hedge fund engages in fraud is quite a different case.